So hello everybody, it's me again, and we're going to be looking at chapter 5, and chapter 5 is a most important chapter. You'll probably use this in your real life, and it's about the time value of money. And as you're probably aware, money invested today will grow in the future, and this is how one builds an nest egg with a 401k, right? And you want to make sure you get the highest interest you can over the longest period of time to build up a very large sum of money, right? So you can retire comfortably. All right, so let's look at some of these slides. So the big question here is, suppose a company can spend $15,000, and you know the important word here is today, right? Today. And I'll highlight that, right? Today. On some kind of investment that will, and it's going to produce $17,000 spread out over the next 5 years. And the important thing is it's spread out, right? So we'll highlight that too. All right, so the question is, here's the way the money's going to flow over the next 5 years. And the question is this a wise investment? Right? So, you know, you get 3,000, then year 2, 5,000, then 4,000, then 3,000, and then 2,000. So is this a wise investment? And of course the question is going to be, it depends on what interest I can probably get on that money, right? In some alternative investment, right? So this is the 15,000 today, and somehow we got to bring this future cash flow back to the present and compare apples to apples. I hope everybody understands that, and of course, if you don't, you can email me. See that? All right. So to make the right investment decision, managers have to compare the cash flows at a single point in time, which means we can't compare money in the future to money today, right? You have to bring everything back to today, right? Apples to apples. So this is the way we're going to talk about some things: compounding in the future and bringing money back to the present. These are the two major concepts: future value and present value. All right, so as we go on. All right, so as you can see, and you probably saw in your textbook, we can use calculators to do this. And if you'd like an example of using a calculator, let me know, and maybe I'll do that with a video. I have software calculators that will do this, that I could put on the screen. So we can do that, right? You may even have one already. And of course, we can use Microsoft Excel. And I'm going to try to make some videos showing you how you can use Microsoft Excel. Anything in this chapter can be done with Microsoft Excel. So you should try it, and you should go into the functions in Excel, and there's future value and present value functions, and I will also bring that up for you. Okay? All right, so we got to make sure we understand the stuff about cash flow signs. All right. Anything where money comes in from an investment we'll leave as positive. And if you have to take money out of your pocket, it's going to be negative, right? Because money coming out of your pocket is bad. All right? All right, so we're going to do 3 basic patterns, right? And I'll highlight this, right? Of cash flow. 3 basic patterns. 3 basic patterns, and one is going to be just a single amount of money, right? You take money out of your savings, and you put money in your savings or take it out of your savings. And then the magic word, this is like a lump sum. And then the magic word here is an annuity. And an annuity is like a 401k, right? You periodically, let's say every 2 weeks or every month, put money in your account, and it goes in and it grows, and it makes you happy when the stock market is good, or when, you get a good interest rate. But if you put money in a savings bank, you're not going to get a good interest rate, right? And then the last one is going to be called a mixed stream. And a mixed stream is it's not an annuity where you put the same amount every month, but it's just that you put different amounts of money. So it's kind of like you put 100 one week, and then you put another 150. The amounts aren't the same. You see, it says they're unequal, and then the periods are different. And it could also be the cash flows, right? A stream of unequal periodic cash flows. All right? So we got these 3 things. All right? So we'll talk about them. All right. So I'm going to take a break for a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, so we got these 3 patterns we're going to talk about. And here's the other thing we're going to talk about. These are important words. Future value, right? You put money in the bank today, and it grows in the future. Right? And compound interest, right, is, you know, when you put money in the bank, what do they start doing eventually? Eventually, they start giving you interest on the interest. So it's compounding, right? So you get interest, it's in your account, then they start giving you, and it takes, in today's accounts, it takes forever to get interest on interest, right? It's not something that you're going to get right away. So, all right, so what we've got is we've got the future value, we've got compound interest, interest on interest, and we've got the principal, which is the money you put in the bank, all right? All right, so here's a simple example here. And so Fred puts $100 in his savings account, and he wishes today it would pay 8%. And compounded annually, what does that mean? He gets interest once a year. All right, once a year. How much will he have at the end of 1 year? And so here Fred has got this money at 8%. So he obviously gets $8, right? He gets $8 over a year. He has his original 100 plus $8. All right, so if Fred were to leave the money in the account for another year, so you see how it's compounding, right? Now he gets 8% on 108, and he ends up with an extra 64 cents. So he'll get $8 here, and you can see he gets from the compounding. He can go to McDonald's and buy something, maybe a cup of coffee, I don't know. All right, whatever. All right, so this is what he does, right? And all right, so we're going to talk about the future value of a single amount. And single amount means you put, you know, one bash of money right in the savings account, right? All right, so future value is the end of the year, and the present value is what you put in, right? What it's called the initial principal or present value, right? And this is the interest you're going to get on the account, much lower today, but you wish it would be higher, as I said. And this is the most important thing right now. This equation is real important, and you have to know this equation. This is called the future value of a single amount, and this is raised to the power n. So where n is the number of periods, and for us at this point, it'll just be years, okay? Present value times 1 plus interest rate, which is in a decimal form, like 0.08 is 8%. Don't put an 8 or a 9 or a 10. Put everything in decimal form. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do these videos in about 10-minute snippets, so you don't have to sit and watch them too long. Plus, they get too big, okay? So after about 10 minutes, I'll stop, and then I'll make like a part 1, a part 2, all right? So that's good. So we got this equation we got to know, so make sure you make a note of that equation, all right? And here we are now. So here's Jane. She's putting $800 in the savings account, and it's going to get 6% every year. She puts the money in for 5 years. So here's the $800 I talked about, the original principal. Here's the 6% in decimal form. And here is the 5 years. So when you raise something to a power, so after 5 years, Jane's happy. She picks up an extra $270 over what she originally put in, right? She goes and she buys herself something nice, right? She gets like she goes to Costco and buys something, a new printer or something. So you can see it pictorially here on this timeline. Here's where she starts putting the money in, and here is 5 years from now. All right, so everyone should go through that and make sure you understand that. And here's how you do it with the calculator. Again, and a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. So here's the calculator, right? And here's the spreadsheet. All right, so you got that there. All right, so, and you can see what numbers and where she enters them. Again, let me know if you have trouble with that. I'll bring that stuff up. All right. All right, so this is the way money grows with future value. Look at this number of years going by, or periods, and obviously the higher the interest rate, you can see how this grows exponentially. The more money you're going to have, how it's going to grow. Obviously, if you don't get any interest rate, you put it under the mattress. It ain't going nowhere. Obviously, inflation will eat away at this. Everyone should know what inflation is. Inflation is your worst enemy, okay? So you should know that, all right? All right, so I'll stop here, all right, and I'll do more later. And everybody have a good Sunday. It's a little gray and it looks like it's going to rain, but enjoy your day. All right, talk to you.